Nobody can tell you what tomorrow brings. So live your life today. My name is Ritchie Stephens, and I'll be performing at Jamaica Jazz and Blues 2012. And you know why you should be there? It's the greatest lineup of artists.
They have set the bar higher, higher, higher.
It's a massive production with amazing artists who are coming down.
From the moment we got off the plane, to the hotel, to the beach, to the food, and the people are just great. The epitome of cool.
Love the vibe, love the class, love the vibe, love everything about it.
Going to be the single most unforgettable event that's ever been staged in the Caribbean. Some of the best music, the biggest acts in the world, and one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
And you know, it's our 50th year anniversary, so we had to step the game up. And by stepping it up, we mean the Shaggys, the Kelly Rowlands, Celine Dion.
This is our 16th year, 16th staging, our Sweet 16. We've been doing it for 17 years. And we're going to celebrate Jamaica's 50 years of independence. It's 50 years of music and culture and heritage and the impact we've had on the planet at Grand Jamaica.
To me personally, it's a big show. You know, it's one of them shows that we know Jamaica show or Jamaica shows and big shows in Jamaica go. But it's one of them shows that to me personally, because I mean, it's like my third one getting ready to visit. You know, it's one of them shows that with reggae with class. Yeah, man. So that's what it means to me. Because we long for see reggae in other settings there. You know, we long for see reggae in other settings where you don't have to run 5-6 times because shatter bus around the corner. You know what I mean? We long for see that.
And it's an enormous event, a great entertainment event. You'll enjoy yourself. You'll feel good. It's Jamaica. And it's on the coast, and it's just a fun time, really. And it's for also a good cause because they also support not just the economy of Jamaica, but the culture of Jamaica at the same time. So yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it. Last year I was booked to perform. I didn't get to because of a certain incident, but this year I'm back, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know, it's gonna be a blast. Having Miss Celine Dion as well amongst a great lineup of artists, Shaggy, myself, Kelly Rowland, The Temptations, and the list goes on and on with great people.
The 2012 Jazz, we start out on the Thursday night with a fantastic lineup of the musical greats over the last 50 years in Jamaica, which are, you know, a phenomenal group of people. We're breaking up the last 50 years of music into decades, and we are going to take all the hit songs from over the last 50 years and have the actual singers. If there's, you know, many of them, we actually had a struggle to find, you know, singers that are still alive. So, you know, it's quite a historical night for us to present. It's a concert in itself. It's a concert in itself. Oh my God. It's a full storyboard of Jamaican music that night. Yeah. So we definitely are appealing to the Jamaican diaspora community outside of Jamaica to come and be a part of that. Because that's a special night that I don't think will ever be replicated.
Jamaican Jazz and Blues Fest kind of set the tone and the standard in terms of the quality of acts and talents. Each and every year they put the right spices together to make it that splash that it is. So that is why it is a renowned international name.
I was born in a time where I was exposed to great music, and I always and will always present great music, singing from my soul, performing like it's my last show. And that is the way I learned the business. And we're gonna do that and just that and here Jamaica Jazz and Blues, our Jamaica Jazz and Blues this year. Yes. You understand me? As I said, I have a song now with a very good friend of mine called Gentleman, like my little brother. called Live Your Life, and it's doing so well worldwide. And trust me, I know that a lot of people are going to come out, especially to hear that song, and I'm looking forward to deliver that song for them.
Forever is everyone's dream. Only salvation is here to stay. If you're gonna take it to the limit, don't fake it, just make it the best that life can be. Whoa.
Then the Friday night, we have Celine, Dion.
How did that come about?
I'm fairly new with the company. My chairman, Walter Elmore, is a creative artist genius. That's all I can put it on. He started working on this 2 years ago.
This year I've decided to go ahead and bring one of the biggest names in the music industry, I guess in the world. And she doesn't perform anywhere else. If you go on her website right now, you will see Vegas, 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 Jamaica, Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. So that's an honor for us to have someone like her come to Jamaica. So it makes me, very excited and very emotional that we can do something at this level for our country and, to get people to come to visit our island. So I'm really excited about it.
Yes, and talk about that. How did you secure a Celine?
2 years of hard work.
2 years.
It's about us being a company that does it professionally. Our production is always world class, and good friends. And I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of luck. It's a little bit of everything. I can't put my finger on it, but you keep working at it. You don't give up. And if you have the right frame of mind and a good heart, maybe good things come. But that's how I feel.
And then the Saturday night is going to be another great night. We have Kelly Rowland. Something for everyone. It's a mixture. We're going to have a little bit of jazz, a little bit of blues.
Grab me each to hold you together so tight and feel in the
the festivals kind of it has evolved over the years to be what it is. It's based on demand. People wanted that mixture of music, and we've gone with the flow, and that's where we are today.
It's an awesome festival. I've been to so many festivals around the Caribbean. There's St. Lucia Jazz, the Anguilla Jazz. They're all awesome. But Jamaica clearly is the biggest festival in the Caribbean in terms of the amount of people that actually come into the destination. It's a huge contributor to tourism development in Jamaica, and the vibe is just awesome. So I can't wait.
And the mix, the eclectic mix, because it's going from a Shaggy to a Kelly Rowland, who is going to tap into a different audience.
Yeah, jazz festivals in the Caribbean are typically not pure jazz. They're really music festivals, but they start off as jazz festivals. And because of the interest of all genres of music by the Caribbean patron, the ones who actually attend these festivals, the organizers have done an amazing job in terms of introducing different elements. So you have jazz, you have R&B, you have soul, you have funk. And of course, for the Trinidadians and the Eastern Caribbean people who love this soca music, you have Destra Garcia this year, and that's just going to be sweet. There's so many Caribbean people who call Jamaica their home, and Jamaicans themselves, love the sweet soca music. So I think it's going to be an awesome festival.
The beauty with our concert is we mix it. It's not just reggae. It's quite a genre of all types of music, as you had said earlier. And so we're bringing, a flavor that is not experienced anywhere in the world, I think.
One of the things that we have in Jamaica with our audience, that I do events in many countries in the world, And the audience in Jamaica are magical. And they give so much to the artist, and the artist has that energy and gives so much back in return. And the performances they have in Jamaica on my stage is way beyond what I see them do almost anywhere else. And I don't know what the chemistry is, I don't know what the magic is, but I'm not going to argue it. It's magic and it works.
Now if you're feeling what I'm feeling, just put up your hand. You don't want to do it, well I understand. You gotta confront these feelings, cause it's the only way you can start the healing. It really wasn't part of my plan, so make a girl know so that man in my mind. I know a lot of players be scheming, and when she ignores you, you walk off steaming. No, Batman don't
There's only, in Europe, there's only 3 remaining reggae festivals. At one point, you used to have probably about 50 years or so. 3 surviving. There's Rotterdam in Spain, KMC in Germany, and Summer Jam in Cologne. That is it. We're finding more and more radio personalities that used to have 2 hours, like, for instance, a David Radigan and a Daddy Early, and they've gone down to an hour. Some of them is 1 hour on Sunday, poor Bobby and Jabba, they were up another night and nobody know what listening. I mean, this is what we're fighting. It is a crisis, right? Reggae music. And then you see people like Slightly Stupid who play to about 30,000, 40,000 people. And you're wondering, what's the situation? Well, the situation is they do some work. They go on the silent interview, they take every pictures, right? They make their ticket prices at a reasonable price, and they appreciate their fans. They don't get a one hit in Jamaica and get the hunting said there's a superstar and I must wait up, they are also great people. I said, no. It is true talk, real talk. There is no premier reggae festival in Jamaica. I mean in New York. Sorry, in the United States. None. The one that we know, which is in California. Right. That is now over. The Australian one, which we did learning 2 years ago, is down to 1 show. So I'm letting you know, this is a crisis. And it starts from the content of music that is coming out, because when you're looking at it now, you realize that people are going back to the older artists. Because the content is becoming more of a classic content that people want to come in. So you have to look at that and realize that we have to change it. Or else people might come in and change it for us. There used to be Japan Splash, that used to be a major income for most artists years ago. Whole people used to go to Reggae Japan Splash. When I started, I remember Gregory Isaac, the first concert, one of my first concerts I did in Carolina in 1993, pushed about 40,000 people, right? 40,000 people at Japan Splash. No, you don't have any Jamaicans at Japan Splash, right? I don't think the concert exists, and when the performances happen in Japan, they're all Japanese artists doing reggae. So just let you know, we think that we have a video, we really need to wake up. And about everybody in radio and everybody in media. Anyway, I don't want to preach no more.
Talk about the sustainability, because that's something that Shaggy touched on a bit with regards to the ability to sustain these concerts, which is so important to a lot of our Caribbean islands.
We see it as for the company, for the Art of Music Productions, we see it as a tremendous opportunity for us. What has happened is that the music industry, in terms of the revenue streams, has gone far away from record sales and more into concerts. With our connections in the industry, we anticipate being able to bring any and everyone. And you can go wild with your mind as to where we can go with it. The Art of Music Productions is the way forward. We are opening the invitation to everyone.
Oh, that's great.
To get in touch with us if you think you have somebody good to offer. We're interested.
One of the things you mentioned, you talked about the sustainability of the various different cultural events like Jamaica Jazz Blues Festival. You talk about the 3 that does only exist left in
Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then, here it is. We have this new digital age in which music distribution is quite difficult.
Yeah.
And this is the way artists sustain themselves
I
and
don't,
make their music.
I don't think it's difficult. I think it's not as controlled. You know, music distribution is actually easier now because of the internet. But is it controlled? That's the problem.
Wow, you're absolutely right.
And it boils down to marketing. Accessibility is one, but marketing is it. Anyone can go and get music. Let's take a look at it. People have to look at music as a part of promotion now. It's not about sales anymore. You're not going to sell records and get rich anymore. That is over with. What is going to happen is the record itself, the music itself is what going to raise the profile, and you then will have to learn how or figure a way how to establish your brand, right? And capitalize on your brand through the record as a tool, as promotion. So that is what it boils down to now.
And then you have the ability to, should I say, reinvent yourself, to constantly stay in tune with what's happening as the music begins to shift and change.
But I think the secret to any longevity is reinvention. And you have to know how to reinvent yourself and when to reinvent and how far to reinvent yourself. And because you have to remember, reinvention is tricky. If you had millions of people that loved you from before for doing something, you can't just drastically switch. You have to ease yourself into it somewhat. And that is what is needed. So it's a tricky situation, but it is needed in order to evolve and sustain your career.
I always say LL Cool J has that ability as well.
Absolutely.
But just one final question, because I'm thinking about the music. I'm looking at what's happening in the world today, specifically Occupy Wall Street. We were down there. Most of our movements have been associated with music, and yet here we have this Occupy Wall Street that has no music. They're pulling in music from the past, Woodstock, you got Bob Marley, things like, and they're pulling it and they're associating it with today.
Because there's no message music anymore. There's no revolutionary music anymore. Everything is about what you're popping in the club and who is popping what and who is this. And it's all about a show of wealth. Everyone wear their wealth on their sleeves. You know what I mean? This is what it is all about. And, I'm guilty of it at the same time because you're trying to be trendy and stick with it. But it needs to boil down to message music because you find in Occupy Wall Street, people are going to the older song, the John Lennon songs and all of these songs from before, you know what I mean? And Dylan and songs like those because of the fact that in those times, the people, it was we the people. No, it's not we, it's we the corporations now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we have seen how it has shifted. And the people are now trying to take back what's supposed to be we the people.
Yes.
Music is that voice that you don't have. In other words, you can play a song and get your point across. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights, for argument's sake. And that would tell the public at large, or the powers that be, that this is what we're saying, without saying it every day in the streets. You understand me? So music really and truly plays a very significant part in the movement of people.
Yes.
And you know what? Music is one of those art forms that conjures a lot of emotion, always. A simple song can make you cry in the middle of the day. And there's something about music that we human beings, it moves our soul, it moves our body, it moves our mind, and moves our muscles sometimes too.
And it's one of the fastest ways to reach someone's heart. Through music. It's one of the greatest ways to teach a child. Music, so music, we should not forget the importance of music. The Almighty, it's in the Bible, it says, the singers and players of instruments shall be there.
And it's an ultimate feel good or feel bad. Depends how you look at it. But it can 90% of the time the ultimate feel good. That's why I look at the art of music. It's about having a good time. It's about the art of bringing people together. Seeing your friends you've not seen for a long, long time, and just having a blast with some of the best music and best times and our beautiful island. It's just a whole vibe, the lime.
And you have your ear to the pulse of the Caribbean community. what's going on that we should know about, anything coming up, because I know that's something that you do. Most comprehensive emails that I receive is from you, and I'm like, wow, because I don't know.
Well, there's so many things that are going on in the Caribbean region. Personally, I'm producing a media conference on sustainable tourism in the U.S. Virgin Islands coming up in early December. Then, of course, everyone gets ready for Christmas. There's good news for a number of Caribbean countries because new airlines are flying into the region in December, for the peak season, JetBlue, Air Canada. And then we get into January and, we have the Jazz Festival. Barbados also does a Jazz Festival in the month of January. St. Lucia does their Jazz Festival in May. So the year is just going to be action-packed. There's so much going on in the Caribbean. And as you say, I'm born in Trinidad. I have a Barbadian accent because I grew up in Barbados. My mother's from Guyana. My parents met in Jamaica. And I just embrace the Caribbean. I consider myself the quintessential West Indian. So I just love every single experience and every single unique attribute of every single Caribbean country. There's so much to do. There's so much to offer. And I encourage you to come on down as well.
Well, let me ask a question. If you had to choose, should I say choose? Because, I thought about, when you said Barbados, I thought about the Kahabla pot, a mix of everything, of all the cultures, of everything, all, jumbled. But if you had to choose, should I put you on the spot? I don't know.
You can put me on the spot. I just won't answer. But it's hard. It's hard to choose because every single country has something special to offer.
You cannot miss Jamaica Jazz and Blues 2012. It will be an unforgettable experience.
So you make sure, if you're here in New York or wherever you are in the world, make it down to Jamaica. It's going to be a great show. Jamaica Jazz and Blues is second to none.
It is one of them relaxed shows where you can take in, you're in Jamaica, you're taking in a great production. It's like you're in Vegas and I watch a great production, but it's Jamaica.
So you make sure that you be there and be present this time.
If you have not been to Jamaica Jazz and Blues, you don't know what you're missing. Come and experience. See you there. 2012 Jamaica Jazz and Blues.
As the Jamaica Tourist Board says, once you go, you know. So you got to go to discover.
I like that.